What's up, Gator Nation? What's up, RollinwithCarlos family? Today we're going to go ahead and cover the quick effect the Phil Trautwein, the Phil Trautwein hire has had already on recruiting, and I'm only going to speak about two recruits that are now very interested to play for Coach Phil Trautwein, the former Gator himself, and the Florida Gators, and John Summerall, because they've already spoken about their strong interest. Now, very interested in Florida. Two of them, what Coach Trautwein has offered to about 10 to 12 players since he has been announced as a new offensive line coach for the Florida Gators under new head coach John Summerall, because he's been all over Twitter. But I'm going to talk to you about two of them, and I'm going to first off read to you an article about two of them talking about the Gators and their interest. Phil Trautwein has continued his intensity on the recruiting trail since taking the Florida offensive line coaching job on Friday. On Sunday, he extended more offers to the 2027 offensive lineman, including four-star interior offensive lineman Sean Tatum. Definitely feels great, Tatum told Swamp 24/7. I'm still considering Florida before the coaching change. I was still considering Florida before the coaching change. Tatum, a 6'4", 310-pound offensive lineman from John Carroll High School in Fort Pierce, Florida, had included the Gators in his top 5 schools, which he had announced in September. His relationships with former Florida offensive line coaches Rob Sale and John DeCoster were big reasons for the Gators making his top 5 schools. It was good even after the season, Tatum said on his view of Florida. Tatum also knew Trautwein while he was at Penn State, but the two were not close as other coaches that he's gotten to know throughout his recruitment. Penn State had offered him in March. We would talk from time to time when he was at Penn State, Tatum said. When Trautwein offered him this time at Florida, he explained to Tatum how he will still be coaching Penn State for its matchup with Clemson in the Pinstripe Bowl, how he liked his film and his future visit plans. Now that Trautwein is at Florida, a school he had significant interest beforehand, Tatum is looking forward to getting to know him more. He's considering a spring visit to Florida in the coming months, but is still arranging his overall visit plans for the spring. I'm definitely still interested in Florida and just have to get to know him more, Tatum said. Trautwein has offered lots of offensive linemen he's gotten to know well during his time at Penn State. While he offered Tatum at Penn State, the 4-star interior offensive lineman is also one of the top linemen in the Sunshine State. So Trautwein making impressions on in-state recruits early on in his time at Florida is notable. Another in-state offensive lineman Trautwein offered since taking the Florida job is 4-star Reed Ramsier, a 6'5", 300-pound interior offensive lineman at First Academy in Orlando, Florida. Tatum's interest in Florida was significant with Napier's staff, and John Summerall and his staff only have potential to allow that interest to grow. However, two other schools have been controlling the pace so far in Tatum's recruitment. I think Miami and Tennessee have the jump on everyone else, Tatum said. This being said, the Gators not only have catching up to do when it comes to Tatum, having to form new relationships with the staff, but also catching up to do alongside other schools. Tatum is ranked number 11, the number 11th interior offensive lineman in the country, and the number 22 recruit in Florida, and the number 225 overall recruit in the class of 2027. Guys, Tatum is a mauler, as so is Reed. There are maulers that like to get to the second level. They play nasty, and they play with a lot of confidence. I'm going to go ahead and also post videos about these two guys. These would be two big gets if they were to get them. If Coach Trautwein were to get them, and they would be two big gets for the transitional class for Coach Ensemble, Coach Trautwein, and the rest of the offensive staff that is going to help Trautwein. Not only Trautwein, but it would also be a big get for Buster Faulkner. We'll see how this goes. I like them both. They're both 4 stars, but he's offered, since he took the job at Florida last week officially, he's offered about 10 to 12 offensive linemen, and we'll see how many he'll get. Because remember, he had some relationships already because of his offensive line job at Penn State, and he is a Gator, so he has connections in Florida. We'll see what happens. Leave me your thoughts down below, and like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Gators.